Hey, welcome back to the channel. Sam here from Highlife Campers. Now in this video what I'm going to do is talk about the colour choices that you've got when you are choosing a VW camper. Now most of our customers use our source and convert service whereby we go and find the right base vehicle for you, and then we work really closely with you to choose all the colours and the spec and all the extras for the camper van. So one of the really important parts of choosing a base vehicle for a camper is the colour that you go for. And this might sound like quite a petty thing to be talking about, but actually the colour of the vehicle that you go for does determine how many vans are out there, how much stock there is in that colour, and the colour also does affect the price of a camper, because certain colours are far more in demand than others, and there's also a lot more of certain colours as well. So the colour is really important when it comes to choosing a camper van or choosing a base vehicle to get converted into a camper van. So what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to walk through all of the colours that VW offer at the moment. Now some of the colours that I'm going to talk through are only available on the T6.1 van, so that's the latest model of the Transporter. But there are a few colours that are a bit harder to get hold of, especially on the Highline spec with tailgate and things like that. And when you start throwing automatic into the mix as well, it's much harder to find those popular colours with the kind of level of spec that you want. So what I'm going to do as I go through this video is I'm going to put up little clips, little walk around clips of campers that we've done in all these different colours. Now some of the colours that I'm going to show you in this video we haven't actually worked on, so there are a few colours of van that we've not converted before, and we do have a couple of colours that we've not converted but we do have in the pipeline which will be coming through very soon, which includes black and also bay green. So make sure you hang around till the end of this video if you are in the market for a VW camper and you're a little bit undecided on which colour to go for. And then at the end of the video I'm also going to talk through the two-tone option, because a lot of people do like the two-tone campers. We've done a few two-tone vans this year for customers, and we've actually just completed another one this week to replace a camper that one of our customers had stolen. So you might have seen my video a couple of months ago where we did a walk around of a white and baby blue camper which did get stolen from her only about 4 weeks after she picked it up. So she actually got an insurance payout and she then came back to us, and we've just finished completing her second camper. So I'm going to show you two examples of two-tone campers. So if you are interested in having a two-tone camper, it's quite a good option because a lot of the time you're going to be using white and then another colour. So it means we can go and find a white van, which tends to be a little bit cheaper, and there's a lot more white vans out there. So make sure you hang around till the end of the video so you know exactly what colours are available, and you can also see our two-tone options as well. So first of all I'm going to talk through the grey options that you've got, because the grey campers tend to be the most popular colours, especially the Indium Grey. So I'll put up on the screen now an Indium Grey van that we quite recently completed, and this is by far the most popular colour. There are quite a few of them around still, and we can still get hold of stock quite easily, but because the Indium Grey van is quite popular, they do tend to be a little bit more expensive than some of the less popular colours. So as you can see from the camper on the screen now, the Indium Grey van looks really, really nice when it's had a full camper conversion. And the Indium Grey is a metallic colour. There is another grey which I'll show you in a minute which is not metallic, but the Indium Grey is a metallic colour, and they look really nice when they've got the 20-inch wheels on and all the black trim and the black roof. They look great. So Indium Grey is popular. Like I say, they are a little bit more expensive, but I do think Indium Grey is a colour that you won't really get bored of. It's quite a safe colour, whereas some of the brighter colours, maybe in a year or two, you might start to get a bit bored of those colours. So Indium Grey is very, very popular. Now the next grey is the Pure Grey. We actually recently completed a Pure Grey van, so I'm going to put a clip of that van now on the screen so you can see exactly what the Pure Grey van looks like. So as you can see from the images on the screen, the Pure Grey is quite a bit lighter than the Indium Grey, and this is like a matte finish. Okay, so it's not a metallic colour like the Indium Grey, it's one block colour. I would call it a matte colour, but I really do like this colour. It is a popular colour just as a van. So you might have seen quite a few Pure Grey vans around because it is quite popular as a van and also as a camper. And again, when you've had the full external modifications done to this, and it's got the roof and the wheels and everything on it, I think it looks really, really nice. So the Pure Grey only comes in the T6.1 model, which is the newest model of the Transporter. And it's also worth mentioning that they have stopped making the T6.1 now, so there's no more brand new T6.1s coming through, so you can't order a brand new van, but the T7 will be coming out in about a year from now. But there is quite a bit of stock out there, and there are quite a few Pure Grey vans still available, but there are certainly less Pure Grey vans available than there are Indium Grey, because Pure Grey is quite new in comparison to some of the other colours. But we really love the Pure Grey van, and we've actually just bought another one, which is an automatic on a 22 plate, which is on our website, and that is actually available at the moment. So if you would like a Pure Grey van, make sure you go to our website, which is highlifecampers.co.uk, scroll down the homepage and you will see that base vehicle, and that is ready to be converted, and the buyer can actually choose all the spec and the colours on that for the next week or so. Okay, so the final grey option that you've got is the Ascot grey, and I'm not really sure why they actually call this grey, because it's not really a grey colour. I would call it more of a cream colour. And the Ascot grey is actually very similar to a Porsche colour. You may have seen a Porsche Cayenne in this colour, which is like a beigey kind of creamy colour, which doesn't sound very nice when you sort of describe it, but in real life, the Ascot grey van I think looks absolutely amazing. So the van that you can see on the screen now is one we completed only a couple of weeks ago, and we put the full black external modifications on it, the jet black 20-inch alloys on it as well, with a black roof, and I think it looks absolutely amazing. And the customer is really, really happy with this van. We actually got an email from him this morning to say he absolutely loves the van. It's absolutely perfect. So I'd love to know what you think to the Ascot grey colour. Just put that in the comment section below. So that's the third option when it comes to the greys on the VW transporters. So again, the Ascot grey is quite a new colour. This was only available on the T6.1, so you can't get Ascot grey in the older version, the T6, only on the T6.1. And there are a few around, but they are harder to find, especially on the Highline spec with a tailgate. And again, if you want automatic, they're even more harder to find. But we can source Ascot grey vans if that's something that you are interested in. Okay, so I'll move on to the red options now. Now, red isn't a colour that a lot of people like. Red in general, when it comes to cars and any vehicle, is not the most popular colour, unless you're buying a Ferrari. So red is not a colour we get asked for very often, and we've never converted the cherry red van. So that's the proper pure red van, which I'm not a massive fan on. I don't really like red vehicles, but some people do like them. So you can see an example of the red van on the screen now. And like I said, we've never converted one, so I haven't got a video to show you. But if you do want red, there are red vans out there, and they are a little bit cheaper usually because they're not really a popular colour. And the main reason I think that red isn't that popular is because they are harder to sell, because they're not in so much demand. When you come to sell the vehicle, it's going to take a little bit longer if you've got a red vehicle. So that's one of the reasons why we don't really see that many around. Now, the other red option you've got is the Fortana red, and this is a very popular colour. And we've done quite a few Fortana red vans over the last few months. And what we find is that when we do a particular colour, when we convert a particular colour, we get then other people that are interested in that colour. So we end up having quite a few of the same colour coming through. So we did quite a lot of the Fortana in the past few weeks. So I'll put a video on the screen now to show you one we finished recently. And I really do like the Fortana red. It's not everyone's cup of tea. Not everyone likes the Fortana red. But I think people either love it or they hate it. But it's kind of a really deep sort of burgundy colour. And again, when it's had the full camper conversion, it's got the wheels and all the trim on it, I think they look absolutely amazing. And again, when you start to spec out the interior of the van, you can actually match the blinds to the colour of the van, and also the stitching in the seats and things like that. So again, please do let us know what you think to the Fortana red. Just put it in the comment section below. It's really helpful to get the feedback from you. Okay, so I'll just talk through the blue options. So you've really only got two options when it comes to a blue colour. The first one is called Starlight Blue, so I'll put a video on the screen now of a Starlight Blue van we did about a year ago now. We haven't bought any Starlight Blue vans for a while, and we've not had any customers asking for them actually recently, but I'm sure if we do convert a Starlight Blue van again soon, then we'll get more people wanting it. And I really do like this blue. It's kind of a navy blue, it's a metallic, and again, it looks great when it's had the full conversion. There aren't so many of the Starlight Blue vans around. We don't see them that often. You can get the Starlight Blue in the T6 and also in the T6.1. But because they are not that common, we don't see them very often. They're probably going to be a little bit more money. But I think it's a really classy colour. And when you've got the black trim on it and the full conversion, I really do like the Starlight Blue. So that's the first blue option. Now, the second blue option is the Ravenna Blue. And this really does divide people. I think you either love this colour or you hate it. So I'll put another quick video on the screen now of a Ravenna Blue van we did last Christmas, so nearly a year ago now. And we put black wheels on this and all the trim, and I think it looked absolutely amazing. It's not my first choice of van. I probably wouldn't choose a Ravenna Blue van myself, but a lot of people really do like it. But if you want in a camper that really stands out and is a real head turner, then Ravenna Blue is a really good choice. Again, especially when it's had all the full conversion and all the wheels and the trim and everything else. So please do let us know what you think to Ravenna Blue. Okay, so I'm going to talk through a few more popular options. So the first one obviously is white. So if you are happy with a white van, if you like white cars and you like white vehicles, finding a white van to turn into a camper is very easy to do. There's a lot of white vans out there. Some people don't like them as a camper just because they feel it's a bit white van man, and it kind of reminds them of like a commercial vehicle. But I think once a white van's had a full conversion on it, I think they look really, really nice. And we converted a white van, again, about a year ago now. So I'm going to put a video on the screen of that white van now, just so you can see it as a full conversion. So this particular van you can see is a 2018, so it's a T6. It had very low miles on it, and when we bought this van, it already had some nice wheels on it. It had some some external trim and upgraded bumpers and LED lights and things like that. So you can make the white van look really, really nice. So if white is your cup of tea, there is going to be a lot more choice out there. It's going to be fairly easy to find tailgate vans in white and also the Highlines. So if you like white, then that is a really good option for you. Now the other option, if you like quite a light coloured vehicle, is the Mauve Beige colour. And I don't know why VW called it Mauve Beige, because it really doesn't do it justice. I think the word beige can actually put people off, but I think it's more of a gold kind of champagne-y colour. So again, I'll put a quick video on the screen now of a Mauve Beige van that we converted about 4 or 5 months ago now, and this is a T6.1 on a 2020 plate with a tailgate, and I really do like the Mauve Beige. I think this is a little bit different. You don't see many Mauve Beige vans around in general, and I certainly don't see many Mauve Beige campers out there. So again, if you want something a little bit different, something that stands out a little bit and is a bit of a head turner, then Mauve Beige could be a really good option for you. This was only available on the T6.1, so you won't find a T6 in Mauve Beige, but there are quite a few around, and we can source the Mauve Beige colour from our suppliers at VW if you did want one. And again, they look great once they've had the full conversion, and I really like them when they've got the full black wheels on them as opposed to silver wheels. Again, I'd love to know your thoughts on the Mauve Beige. Just please put that in the comment section below. Now another similar colour is the Copper Bronze, and again, this is not a very popular colour. We don't see many vans or campers just in the full Copper Bronze, so it's quite a rare base vehicle, and I don't really see them for sale very often. We don't see them come up at VW, and we very rarely get offered a full Copper Bronze van. And this is a very goldy colour, so I'll put a picture on the screen for you now of the Copper Bronze colour. We've never converted one in Copper Bronze. I do see one driving around quite local to me as a full camper, and it does look really, really nice. So again, if you want something a little bit different, something that stands out a little bit, then Copper Bronze could be an option. But I believe that Copper Bronze is only on the T6.1. I might be wrong about that. There might be some Copper Bronze on the T6, but I've only ever seen the T6.1s. But another option that you could do if you did find a Copper Bronze van at a good price would be to have it two-toned. And in a few minutes, I'm going to show you a white and Copper Bronze two-tone van that we did convert a few months ago. So there's just 2 more colours that I want to talk through before I show you the two-tone options. So the next one I want to talk about is black. Now black isn't a colour of van that we've ever been asked for. So all of our source and convert customers looking to get help finding a base vehicle, we've never had anyone ask for a black van. That is up until very recently. And we actually got offered a black van from VW in Liverpool a few weeks ago now, and we decided to take the plunge and buy this van. And literally within an hour of sending out an email to our subscribers to promote this black base vehicle, we actually found a buyer for it straight away. We found a couple that were in the market for a black van, and they were just waiting for the right spec to come along. So we've actually just finished converting this black van, and I will be doing a detailed walk around video of our first black conversion in the next couple of days. So make sure you look out for that, because this van looks absolutely amazing. So obviously it's the pure black colour on the outside, and we've also put all black wheels on it, and it's got a silver roof canvas, which looks really great with that contrast between the black and the silver canvas. And I actually really do love the black van, and if I was in the market to buy a camper right now, I think I would be going for a black van, because I do like black on vehicles. I've always bought black cars, and we've actually got 2 other black vans coming through as well. We've got one that's already sold, that's being converted in December, so keep a lookout for that one. But we've also got another black van, which is a 2022 Highline with very, very low miles. It's about 9,000 miles. It's 150 brake horsepower with a tailgate, and we're actually working on this right now. So this van is available right now. So I'm going to put a quick picture on the screen now of the van that we're working on. It's just a mock-up picture of how it's going to look, but we're going to be putting red brake calipers on it and a little bit of red trim on the front grille. But everything else is going to be black on the van. It's going to have the black rib seating just like this, with the black stitching and the black VW logos, and it's having matte grey furniture and solid oak worktops. And so if you do like the look of a black camper and you want a bit of a Batmobile, then this camper could be perfect for you. So again, if you go to highlifecampers.co.uk, scroll down the homepage, there is a picture of the base vehicle. If you click on there, it'll take you through to all the details of the base vehicle, plus the full conversion package and the price. So if you are interested in that van and you like the thought of a black camper, make sure you get in touch with us, because we're pretty confident it's going to sell quite quickly, especially after we've done a walk around of the other black van that we've just finished. Okay, so the last colour I want to talk about before I go into the two-tone option is the bay green colour. Now, you may not have seen this colour around very often. It is a very rare colour, and VW actually decided to stop making the bay green colour a few months ago, so there is a little bit of a lack of bay green vans out there. And like I say, we never get offered a bay green van from VW, and you just don't see them around very often. But having said that, we have got a customer at the moment who managed to find a bay green van, which was pre-registration. So it's literally got delivery miles on it. It's a 2022 plate. I think it's done 500 miles. It's a T6.1 Highline, and he actually got that for a really good price from VW. And he's actually brought that van to us, and we're actually in the middle of converting that van into a camper. So in about a week to 10 days from now, we're going to have an amazing bay green van with a full camper conversion. It's had the platinum package, and they've chose a really nice spec inside the van. If you do like the thought of a bay green van, there are some out there. You can find them, but they are quite rare, and they probably are going to be a little bit more expensive just because there is a lack of those vans out there. So, but I'd love to know what your thoughts are on the bay green colour, so just put that in the comment section below and let us know. Okay, so finally what I want to do is talk about the two-tone option, because this is something we do get asked about fairly often, especially after we did a couple of two-tone vans in the summertime. And if you do follow us on YouTube, you may have already seen the walk around videos I did. Firstly, of the copper, bronze and white van that we did. So I'll put a quick video on the screen now of the copper, bronze and white van that we did. Now this particular customer wanted a very retro looking van. She wanted kind of an old school VW look. So what we did is we actually went to VW, we found a white van for her. So it was a T6.1, 2020 plate. It was a Highline with a tailgate. We went and sourced the van, bought the van for her, and then we booked it in for a conversion. And then she chose the colour of the two-tone paint, and also obviously all the conversion features and spec inside the van. So this particular van had the copper bronze on the bottom of the van, and obviously it stayed white at the top. And then she went for, like I say, quite a retro interior. So it had the tan upholstery with brown stitching. It had a flooring called Tundra, which is kind of a very, very light brown flooring. And then she went for the cashmere units, which is a very, very light shade of brown, kind of a beigey coloured unit, which worked really, really well in this camper. And then she went for the mocha blinds, which is like a dark brown colour. And all of these colours inside works really, really well with that copper bronze. So you've got the browns and the beiges inside to complement that copper bronze colour on the outside. And I think you'll agree, this camper looks absolutely amazing. We had so much positive feedback about this particular van, and we have then a lot of inquiries about two-tone. So when it comes to two-tone, you've got two options. You can either have it wrapped, so you can have like a vinyl wrap put on the van, which you can then remove at any time you want to. So that does actually protect the paint while it's on, but you can remove it if you don't want it on anymore. Now, wrapping a van, or even wrapping half a van, is not cheap. It's quite expensive, and it actually works out around the same price for us to get a wrap as it does to have a full spray paint job. So the two-tone vans that we've done up to now have been sprayed rather than wrapped. And the great thing about having a wrap or spray paint is that you can choose any colour that you want. Okay, you don't need to stick to a VW colour. You can more or less choose any colour that you want, and then contrast that with the white top half of the van. Or you could buy a different coloured van and have different combinations. But I personally think that the two-tone van looks much better when it's got a white top half and then a different colour on the bottom half. And my favourite colour by far for the two-tone is the copper bronze. I think it looks absolutely amazing. It looks really classy and a little bit different. But as I said at the beginning of the video, we did do a two-tone van for a customer based down in London, and she went for the white and then the baby blue at the bottom. And again, we had a huge amount of really positive feedback about this colour combination. A lot of people really like that baby blue and the white together, so I'll put a video on the screen now of that van. But unfortunately, that customer did have this van stolen from her house in London about 3 or 4 weeks after she picked it up, and she was absolutely gutted about it, and we were really gutted for her. But fortunately, she did get a full payout. The insurance paid out the full amount to her, so she came back to us, and then we went and sourced another van for her, and we've just completed it. So it's exactly the same spec, apart from we did manage to find her a slightly newer van for around the same price. So the original van was 2019, a T6, but we managed to get her into a T6.1 on a 20 plate. But the actual interior spec and colours and everything else, apart from the wheels, is exactly the same. We decided to put some different wheels on this van for her, which I think looks much better. And again, there will be a walk around video of that camper on our YouTube channel very soon. Or if you want a van in one colour, which is not a VW colour, then we can offer you a full spray. If you bought a van in white, for example, and you wanted it to be a completely different colour, maybe like a military green or something like that, that's outside of the VW colours, we can do that for you as an extra. And then also with the two-tone, you can obviously choose any colour you want. We can source that colour, and then we can spray the bottom half to any colour that you want. So if you are interested in a two-tone van and you want us to help you source a vehicle for that, then the best thing to do is download our conversion spec guide, which you can see here. And on one of the last pages of the guide, you will see all of our extras and all the costs in there. So you can find out prices of all the extras, including the two-tone option. So I'll put a link to our conversion spec guide just below this video on YouTube. And you can also find that on the homepage of our website, which is highlifecampers.co.uk. Okay, so that's it for this video. I really hope you found this helpful. I know the colour of a van isn't that important to some people, but it does come into the equation when you are looking to source a base vehicle, or you're wanting us to help you source a base vehicle, because price does come into it as well as availability. So colour is quite an important part of the equation. So if you've got any questions about colours or any questions about anything to do with VW campers, we are here to help, regardless of whether you decide to buy a camper through us or not. All you need to do is just go to our website and go to the contact page and send us a message. And on the contact page, you will also be able to schedule a call with me if you just want to have a chat through some options and just get your questions answered. So just go to highlifecampers.co.uk and just go to the contact page and get in touch. And finally, if you haven't already subscribed to our YouTube channel, make sure you do that, because about 70% of the people that watch our videos are not subscribed yet. So if you want to keep up to date with all the base vehicles we're getting into stock and all the finished campers that we've got coming through, as well as all these regular information videos that we do, make sure you hit the subscribe button and that notification bell so you don't miss any of my future videos. And if you've got value from this video and you've enjoyed the content, please also consider hitting that like button, and I will see you in the next video. Speak soon.